Good morning, everyone. It's South Street Reports. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope you're all doing well and you're all feeling fine. Guys, what is it? Wednesday morning, of course, guys. Before we start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video. Very important we subscribe. We're literally 500 and something away from 5,000 subscribers, guys. You know what? We've come a long way together. And you know what? We're nearly on that 5,000 mark. Let's get there and then we go from there. And you know what? Step by step. That's how we do it, guys. Now, let's dive straight into it. First of all, I want to talk briefly about the Patrice Evra interview that was conducted yesterday. He made some telling secrets in regards to Man United and how he feels about Man United and where Man United are going. He has his opinion about Ineos, etc. And you know what? I agree with some of the things he says. Some things that I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's a little bit too much. But we know with Patrice Evra, he does speak from the heart. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. He will say it as it is. So if I bring up this interview real quickly for you guys, I'll just bring it up if I may. And I'm going to go through some of the key comments that he said during this interview. And I want to know your opinions on it if you don't mind. Let's have a look at this. Let's go. Okay. So basically, firstly, Patrice Evra said, it's always tough to talk about United right now because back in the day, we used to play for the fans, for the badge, for the history. He told BBC Sport, Northern Ireland. I mean, that is quite already. When you go into that straight away, when you go into that right now, even that is like, wow. Do you know what I mean? That is like, goodness me. Don't they play for the badge anymore? A smiling Evra said, I blame myself. I blame Sir Alex Ferguson. When we left too early and it's difficult for the players because they don't have any example, he added. I'm not inside. I don't know what the problem is. The manager, Ten Hag, is trying to do his best. It's not good enough, but it's not just about this season. It's about since we won the last league title in 2013. The club has been like in chaos. So what? Do you know what? That's a rather damning way to start obviously the morning, but he does have some telling quotes in there. I mean, in regards to Sir Alex Ferguson, he blamed Sir Alex Ferguson as well as blaming himself, saying that the team wasn't ready when in 2013. I mean, many of us did say that. Many of us did point this out when David Moyes took charge of Man United. It was the wrong choice. We know it was the wrong choice. It was the wrong decision to have David Moyes in charge of Manchester United at that time, a guy of that inexperience to come into Manchester United after Sir Alex Ferguson. In hindsight, it's a massive ask, isn't it? It was a massive ask in hindsight. So, you know what? I agree with him in regards to that. He goes on to say, Evra believes the League Cup and FA Cup won by Ten Hag across his 2 seasons in charge are not enough for a club of United stature and thinks that lack of recent silverware shows it is time for those in charge at Old Trafford to embrace a full rebuild. I'm a straightforward guy, said Evra. Even if you put the chef as a manager, I will support the manager. Big up. That is one quote I would say to you guys. Support the manager, regardless who it is. Regardless if you're Eric Ten Hag in, Eric Ten Hag out. That is very important. 3 years being at the club. Eric Ten Hag has been at the club. Yes, he's won 2 trophies. When you're the manager of United, what people expect from you is to win the league every year. We never always won it every year. We need to stop talking about the past. This is not United it used to be. We have to rebuild it. We kind of know that. We know that Man United do need a rebuild. We kind of know that what's going on at Man United isn't acceptable. We cannot completely downplay 2 trophies, of course, guys. You know what? It isn't bad that we won 2 trophies. But I absolutely agree with him that we need to challenge for that title. We need to challenge for that title. We need to challenge for that title regularly. Not only that, we need to challenge for the Champions League. I agree with that. I agree with Eric Ten Hag. With Patrice Evra in regards to that, of course. He goes on. I'm positive in regards to himself, in regards to Manchester United. He said, I'm positive, but it's tough. Our rivals are getting better than us. A better style of football. The future is not bright. It's a tough moment. That is very negative, obviously, from Patrice Evra. I would say that is very kind of negative in regards to what he was saying there. You know what? We are building right now. Things are changing and we do have to give it time. You know, I mean, he did say that and the future's not bright. I actually disagree. I think our future is quite bright. I think we have a good future at Man United. We just have to believe, guys. Absolutely. Liverpool waited 30 years to win the Premier League title again. Now it's been 11 years since United last won the title. I don't want to wait that long. None of us want to wait that long, Patrice. None of us want to wait that long to win the title. Of course, I don't think it will be that long. Maybe I'm going out on a limb here that I don't think it will be that long. I don't think it will be about 30 years, guys. I really don't think it'll be 30 years. I mean, these are famous last words at the moment, what I'm saying. They're famous last words, but you know what? You never know. No matter what, I will be a United fan forever. So will we. But it's quite tough to watch United play. In addition to the poor on-field performance, United's owners have been criticised over the news last week that Ferguson will leave his role as the club ambassador at the end of the season. The Ferguson thing, I didn't digest it all, said the 2008 Champions League winner Evra. Sometimes you have to tell the truth, and people think as you talk against your club, you don't want to hurt it. When that legend, that legacy gets away, I don't think fans will stay friends with you. You know what? I did say that he stepped down. We have to remember that Sir Alex Ferguson is 83, guys. He's closer to 50. He's closer to 100 than he is to 50, guys. So, you know what? We do have to remember that he is getting old. He's an older manager. He's an older guy. He's an older man. You know, and we can't just keep Sir Alex Ferguson there forever. Sir Alex Ferguson will still be at Manchester United games. He still will be there. But, of course, many people within the fan base are going to be disappointed with it. They're not going to be like overjoyed with the fact that Sir Alex Ferguson's leaving. There's obviously going to be loads of rumours, as there were over the last couple of weeks. There was incredible rumours everywhere, weren't there? You know, and I agree with Evra to an extent, but I also agree that, you know what, sometimes, you know, people step down. Sir Alex Ferguson stepped down. Sir Alex Ferguson is 83. Do you know what I mean? And maybe, you know, the job is a lot. Its job is too much for him. Maybe we have to look at that as well. Let's read some of your comments, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Good morning, Sanjay. Hope you're well. Good to see you, mate. Happy day. Happy day to you, my friend. Happy day. So, Ijeoma, how you doing, boss? Hope everything's well. Hope your family are good, my friend. Hope your family are good. Gloria, what you doing, man? What's going on, my friend? Good morning, Mrs. Al. Good morning, Gloria. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the stream. Everyone's a legend talking and in on the pitch too, not skulls that runs their mouth unthinkably. It could be, yeah. Morning here. Some points we do need to looking forward. I believe we will win the league or the Champions League, but I don't know when. None of us know, Chow. How long is a piece of string at the end of the day? We will see signs when we're about to win the Champions League. When we think we're good enough, we will know we're good enough. We will definitely know we're good enough, you know, because the way we play, you know, the chances we create, the games we win, we will know that at the end of the day. Right now, absolutely not. We're not even good enough to win the Europa League in theory right now, even though I think we should win the Europa League. I don't think we're good enough to win the Europa League right now, if I'm being honest, but I hope we do. I agree with everything except the negative wording regarding the future of Man United. I agree with that, Gigi Gloria, exactly what I said. The future, he was a little bit too negative, a little bit too pessimistic there, if we're being totally honest with you. I do agree with him about the future. The future is not that bleak, guys. It is better than we think. You know what? Things are starting to build right now. Things are starting to get better, and we have to believe a little bit more than that. You know, we can't just throw it out there that the future is dead. We're never going to win the league ever again. We're never going to win the Champions League ever again. You know, I don't think that's right, in my opinion. I really don't think. Absolutely, the future is bright for me as well, Uchichi. I agree with that, my friend. Absolutely. Xavi linked to Man United job. Absolutely, yes. Not interested in the Xavi, but I'm going to bring that in later in the show, of course. RMA versus dot analysis. RMA versus dot analysis. What's that, my friend? What's that? If you're old enough, then you're good enough. Absolutely, Kazi. And that is what it's all about, my friend. In regards to Harry Amas, I said it. You're old enough. You're good enough. I've been saying it for ages, guys. You know that. You know I believe in the youth. You know what? You know what I mean? I do believe in the youth, etc., guys. Now, let's get onto some more news, guys. I want to get onto this player, of course, guys, whose name is... easy for you. Castello Luqueba. Manchester United, Real Madrid, and Liverpool are interested in signing RB Leipzig centre-back Castello Luqueba. He has agreed to extend his Leipzig contract until 2029 and will be highly sought after next summer. From Fabrice Watkins. Now, look, you know what? I would say this. In regards to someone like Castello Luqueba, he is a hybrid player who plays on the left side, centre-back, left-back. You know, so he can be a very, very good buy for us. You know, these are the type of players we should be looking at. 21 years old, of course, guys. And you know what? Is that a left footer? You know, a left back, left side is centre back. Good player, good player. And those are the type of players that we should be looking at. We should be looking at a player like Lukeba, a good player. Obviously, Real Madrid and Liverpool are after the player as well. So you know what? If we're going to get him, we're going to have to fight a fight. We're going to have to go get into a fight to get him, basically, you know, because obviously the big guns want him too. So you know what? We have to remember, you know what? He's a good player. He's a future player, obviously a generational player. So you know what? We have to be on it if we're going to get him, guys. Absolutely, absolutely. Another piece of news coming in about Manchester United and Antony. Manchester United have already sanctioned Antony's exit in January, says Graham Bailey. Wow. This story here, in regards to Antony, people are conflicted in regards to what is going on with Antony. Antony hasn't played much this season, as we know, and people are already speculating that he could leave the club in January on loan. Now, the news that Manchester United have sanctioned this loan deal, obviously, is quite startling, if we're being totally honest. You know, of course, it doesn't mean that, you know, the clubs want him. The clubs have to want him as well. Clubs have to want to loan him, you know, and clubs have to want to buy him as well. I don't think we're going to sell Antony. I think he is looking for first-team football, if I'm being totally honest with you. He hasn't played first-team football. Whether that's fair or not is another story, of course, guys. But you know what? He hasn't been playing first-team football. And I won't be surprised if he wants to look for pastors new. Not pastors new, but you know what I mean. He wants to look for first-team football, if we're being honest, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. But guys, thank you for joining me today. Let's read some more of your comments. Absolutely, absolutely. Absolutely. Good morning, afternoon, evening, Glogo, made around the world. Good morning, David. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the stream, you legend. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for joining, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is fine with you, my friends. Now, we're going on to the Xavi talks now. Now, there are news about Xavi that he is in talks with Ineos about coming to Man United. Should that Erik ten Hag be sacked? Now, I'm gonna point this out to you guys real quickly that this news is very old. Man United, after the last season, were looking at other managers. They were openly interviewing other managers as well. And one of those managers was Xavi, right? And this is just news recycled from then. You know, Xavi is on the list of managers to manage Manchester United. I personally don't think Xavi is that guy, right? I don't think he's on that level that we need. I think there are better options out there, you know? When you think about Xavi, he's like a downgrade to Zidane, basically. Like Zidane won the Champions League with Real Madrid. He's also been a fantastic player, a better player than Xavi, of course, guys. And do you know what? Xavi lost to Erik ten Hag with Weghorst up front, right? We had Weghorst up front. Xavi lost to Erik ten Hag in the Europa League. And you know what? We kind of outplayed them for both of the games, you know? So that sticks in my mind as well. He also fouled at his hometown club, of course, Barcelona. Xavi wouldn't be that guy for me. I don't think I mean, obviously people have different opinions about it, but I don't think Xavi is that guy to take us to where we want to go. We need better if we're going to go further. And at the moment, Erik ten Hag is our manager and he remains our manager. So we're going to stick with our manager. But it doesn't stop these recycled news that coming out keep appearing on our wavelengths, talking about Xavi as in talks, etc. When the talks were months ago, right? So they're basically getting that story and recycling it from the end of last season and just bringing it in now, just because they have nothing to talk about because Man United won at the weekend. And that is basically what it is in a nutshell. And I would say that in a nutshell, that is what they're doing. David, Everett always spoke his mind. He's very true. Every United coach should win trophies, but the league is a priority. It is a priority, and we have to think about the league title, David, of course, and we have to think about it soon. We've gone far too long without challenging for that league title, 2013, of course. No one would have envisioned that we wouldn't win the league for another, goodness me, 11 years. You know, I would have laughed at you if you said Man United wouldn't win the league for another 11 years, you know. I remember when we started the next season after we won the league title in 2013. In 2013-14, we had David Moyes as manager, and I said, you know what, we might not win the league this season, but let David Moyes get into the club and let him get used to the club. We might win the league the season after. But having watched the start of the season, and then we got thumped to Man City 4-1, I remember, and the performances were very, very poor. And then I started to say, oh, my goodness me, well, it might be another 5 years until we win the league. Now, look at this. We're 11 years in and we still haven't challenged for the league, right? I'm not only talking about winning the league, I'm talking about challenging for the league. You know, the challenging is a good sign, right? It's a good sign. But you also have to win it, because if you don't win it, it's no point. You know, you have to at least win it a couple of times, 1 or 2 times when you're challenging. If you challenge for the league and you keep losing like Arsenal, you know what I mean? It's no point, really, because you're not winning anything. You're not going to win the Champions League. You're not going to do anything like that. So what's the point? You know what? Trophies matter. And trophies matter. I would never downplay the 2 trophies that Eric Ten Hag won. Because at the end of the day, there's only 3 trophies to play for in England, and we won 2 of them. You know, at the end of the day. So, yes, he has to start challenging for the Premier League title. That is very, very important. And I think it needs to happen soon, because we're becoming impatient. I'm getting old. You know, I want to see my team win the league again. Of course, I want to see us win the Champions League again. We don't win the Champions League enough. Do you know what I mean? Even during the Sir Alex Ferguson period, we didn't win the Champions League nowhere near enough that we should have. You know, we missed out a lot of times. Of course, I remember Dortmund. I remember Leverkusen, of course, getting knocked out to Monaco, etc. You know, and I mean, obviously the 2 Barcelona games as well, which I felt like we were outplayed in both those games. Maybe we were a little bit naive tactically in those games. And you know what? We should have won more Champions League. So I want to see Man United win the Champions League again. I do. And I do believe we will. I think we will. Hopefully in our lifetime. I really hope so, that we will win the Champions League. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later, because I'm tired of remembering. I'm tired of remembering what we did. You know, I'm tired of thinking, oh, what a great Champions League win that was. But I would also say that the past is who we are. The past is Manchester United. The past of Manchester United is everything, right? I will say that right now. Everything. None of us in the chat, me, anyone in the Manchester United fan base would be a Manchester United fan if it wasn't for our past. Well, the majority of us wouldn't. Because we come from adversity in regards to the 58 disaster, in regards to the Munich disaster. We won the Champions League in 1968, the first English club to do so. And that is what kind of built us to who we are. That is who we are. So I wouldn't completely dismiss our past. Our past is what makes us. At Old Trafford, we have the Munich clock at Old Trafford. We have the Trinity stand at Old Trafford. We have a lot of history at Old Trafford. And this cannot be discounted. I know what Patrice Evra is saying. I do. But at the end of the day, you cannot discount your past. You cannot. But you can bring the past in to raise your standards. You can say that this is who you are. Take it after. This is who you should be like, aspire to be like. This team, because this team won that. This team won that. You know what I mean? And that's what I would say. Patrice Evra obviously played in a fantastic side. He played obviously in the team with Tevez and Ronaldo and Rooney and Piqué and Scholes and Giggs. He played in that team, didn't he? So he was very fortunate to be drafted into that team. Of course, he did start slowly. Let's not forget. He played a game against Man City and he was all over the place. Let's not forget that. But you know what? He was drafted into a world-class team, probably the best team in the world at the time, you know, and he was lucky in regards to that. But Patrice Evra, of course, is a Manchester United legend. I hope I get him on the channel sometime. I might be getting him on the channel sometime, guys. Personally, I would like to take Emery over Xavi because he knows the league. I would as well, Chow. If it was a choice between the two, I would pick Emery over Xavi. Yeah, but I wouldn't want Xavi because Xavi has already been schooled by Eric Ten Hag once already and fouled at Barcelona. So why are we going to bring him into Manchester United, which is a far more difficult project, you know what I mean, in a country that he's foreign, he's never played in. You know, I would rather Emery someone like that. And let's not forget about Aston Villa, guys. Aston Villa. People are calling the Premier League a farmers' league. If the Premier League is a farmers' league, Aston Villa are at the top of the tree in the Champions League. You know, and how can I try and make it make sense? What does it all mean? What does it all mean? Well, make it make sense, guys. Aston Villa are top of the Champions League group, the league. You know, can you believe it? People must be looking all around Europe playing bloody hell. Aston Villa, who are they? You know, who are they? Well, they've got a team who won one Champions League, unlike Arsenal. You know, absolutely. David, no matter which coach come in, we need players that can play for the coach. System, ID, there's a style, but most of all, we need to play as a team, not winning games in Vichy. We need 11 to start, not 2. Absolutely. And the bench, David. Absolutely agree with that. 100%, my friend. The Xavi news is funny at this point because Ten Hag will stay winning more matches. Ten Hag's, you know what? We got a big couple of weeks coming up, Gloria, Chichi. We got a big couple of weeks. If Ten Hag wins tomorrow night, of course, you know what? People will start getting giddy again. People will start getting confident again. And things will start getting more positive, you know. Let's give it a chance, But obviously, the media are there to destabilize Manchester United. I'm convinced that's why the media were invented, to destabilize Manchester United. And I think they're trying to destabilize Eric Ten Hag, because I don't think they like Ten Hag. They never liked him from the start. Their favorite puppet was Pochettino, of course, who was a media-friendly guy, of course, guys. So they're trying to destabilize Eric Ten Hag, and you know what? I don't fall for this. Eric Ten Hag is still our manager, and he will continue being our manager should he continue winning football matches. I believe we will win tomorrow. I believe we will get a result against West Ham on Sunday as well, guys. We don't need Xavi. No, we don't, mate. Absolutely not. Absolutely. Real Madrid game last night was something else, man. What a game. It was a great game, although that Borussia Dortmund did collapse like something chronic. They collapsed. When it was 2-0 to Dortmund, I did feel like they were going to come back, Real Madrid. I never doubted Real Madrid that they were going to come back. I think Dortmund buckled under the pressure. They buckled under the pressure of the Bernabeu. They buckled under the pressure of the talent that Real Madrid have, of course. Real Madrid have a fantastic side. Borussia Dortmund did incredibly well, but in the end, they were well beaten, and, this is the Champions League, and, they were absolutely annihilated in the end, 5-2, and to get 5 goals like that, it was something to behold, of course. Real Madrid will take some stopping again this season, of course. They will take some stopping. I really do hope that someone does stop them. I really do. I don't want them to win the game. It's becoming ridiculous, isn't it? What phase in Villa in 3-0 win goes nil conceded in the Champions League? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yes, it is unbelievable. Although I would say, Charles, they're winning games they expect to win. They're playing in the Premier League, beating young boys, and Bologna is not going to really set the world alight. When they start playing the likes of, obviously, Real Madrid, etc., it's going to be a lot more difficult for them. They're winning games even I expect Man United to win. Right, yeah, at the end of the day. And talking about phase, Aston Villa are a different animal to Manchester United, right? Manchester United are not Aston Villa. Manchester United are a completely different animal to Aston Villa. Basically, we have a heavier shirt than them. There's far more expectation, which heaps pressure onto the team. It heaps pressure onto the manager. The fans are expectant. Aston Villa fans are not expecting to do well in the Champions League, so the pressure is off. There's no weight on their shoulders. They've done incredibly well to be on top of that league, right? But at the same time, I would judge it after that league is finished, when they play the likes of Real Madrid, the likes of Barcelona. Do you know what I mean? Those type of teams. And then when they go through those teams and carry on succeeding, then you know what? You can give the obviously the flowers where they're due. Of course. Morning, Gray. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well, bro. Morning, everyone. 61 likes already this morning. Nice one. Thank you so much, Grayo. Yes, let's get the likes up. Let's get the views up as well. And let's get the subscribers up, guys. 500 away. Around that mark until 5,000 subscribers, guys. It's going up. The channel is growing. Let's keep it going, guys. 5,000 subscribers. We need to aim that first milestone, and then the next milestone will be 10,000. Ultimately, I want to get to 100,000, guys. That's where I want to be, of course, guys. That's where I want to be. But yes, one thing is that the Premier League is a very, very tough league as well. And you know what? Many teams in the Premier League are stronger than a lot of teams in the Champions League, and it is a fact. Right. And that's proven over the years, when Chelsea won the Champions League, what, weren't they 4th or 5th in the Premier League? When Liverpool won the Champions League, weren't they 5th in the Premier League? When they won it in 2005. The Premier League is a strong league. And you know what? It gets underestimated because Man City are just miles above everyone. But that doesn't mean to say that those teams below Man City are not miles above the other teams in Europe. I feel like the only teams that can win in the European Cup, the Champions League, is obviously Man City and Real Madrid. They're the two teams that stand out for me. Liverpool as well. Don't forget Liverpool. Liverpool, if they win tonight, they'll have a 100% record as well. They're another team, as much as it hurts me to say it, that could obviously go on to win the Champions League. I mean, I don't think they will. I think Real Madrid or Man City will probably win it in the end, if I'm being totally honest with you guys. But you know what? They're in with a shout as well. I mean, if Villa finish above Arsenal and win the domestic trophy, it's embarrassing for the supermarket. It is already embarrassing for Mikel Arteta because he's won nothing. People talk about he won the FA Cup. He won the FA Cup with Emery's team. It was Emery's team that, he won the FA Cup with, Charles. So he hasn't won nothing. And if he doesn't win anything this season, then he's going to be in the big problems. Now, we look at Arsenal. They've got, obviously, Odegaard out. They're going to have Saka out. They're going to have Saliba out. And guess who they're playing on Saturday? Or is it Sunday or Saturday? They're playing Liverpool, guys. They're playing Liverpool. Okay, they're at the Emirates, but they've got a lot of players out. They lose that game, guys. They lose that game. And Man United beat West Ham. Man United will be a small amount of 3 points behind this great, fantastic Arsenal team. I'm talking about the worst Manchester United team of all time will be only 3 points behind this Arsenal team. At the moment, we're only 6 points from second, right? So if we go and beat West Ham on Sunday, my friends, you know what? Arsenal got a lot to answer for, because at the end of the day, they've been bigging up themselves like they're the biggest club, they're the best club since sliced bread, comparing themselves to Manchester United greats, etc. If Man United go and beat West Ham and Arsenal lose to Liverpool, you know, it's getting a little bit precarious for them, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's getting a little bit precarious, guys. Because how Emery's a decent quality manager, but he's doing well. Kudos to them. Absolutely kudos to them. And you know what? I wish them the best of luck, Kenny. Absolutely. I wish them the best of luck. You know what? It's a fairy tale, isn't it? It's a fairy tale for Aston Villa. And let's not forget, they have won the European Cup before, unlike Arsenal. You know what I mean? They have won the Champions League, unlike Arsenal. So you know what? They are a more successful team than Arsenal in Europe, of course, guys, because they have won the Champions League. They got that star on their chest, of course, guys. So you know what? Best of luck to Aston Villa. I really do hope they smash it. Imagine they went out and they won the Champions League. Can you imagine something like that happen? Can you envision something like that happening? A team like Aston Villa coming out and winning the Champions League. My goodness me. Wouldn't that be amazing? Now, news broke yesterday that Kone, of course, is ready and prepped. He's been in training for Manchester United, training for Man United in the first team for the first time, guys. So Kone could be drafted into the Manchester United first team. Now, what do you think about that? The rumours is that the board and Manchester United, all the personnel, the trainers have been very impressed with Kone over the past couple of weeks, over the last few weeks, shall I say. And they are looking to integrate him into the team very quickly. This excites me a lot. I'm looking at Obi Martin, and I'm looking at Kone, and I'm looking at the future, and I'm thinking, do you know what? The future's not that bleak for Man United. Let's be honest. Let's not be totally down. The future is not that bleak for Honor. This is one thing I disagreed with Patrice Evra. The future is not that bleak. It's not as bleak as people think, right? We've got some great youngsters coming through the ranks. Brilliant youngsters. In fact, I think we've got some of the best youngsters in Europe right now, you know, and that will show. That will bear its beautiful fruit very, very soon, guys. I really hope Kone gets in the squad. Rumours is he might have been integrated into the squad tomorrow night against Fenerbahce. I think that's a little bit too early, but you know what? I do want to see him on the bench. You know, he was wanted by numerous amounts of clubs. Of course, in Europe, all around Europe, he's wanted by numerous amounts of clubs, and we managed to get him. You know, we're Manchester United. We still grab players. We still get players, you know, even though we're not where we want to be. We're still an attraction for now. You know, so Kone, I'm very excited about. Obi Martin, I'm very excited about. And I hope that they break into that team very, very soon. You know, because at the end of the day, we don't know how good these players can be at the top level. All we know is that Obi Martin has been breaking records in the youth, right? He's been smashing it in the youth, scoring endless amounts of goals, you know, which we need. So, guys, one thing I would disagree about, Patrice Evra, is that we don't have a good future. I believe we have a good future. As my friend Uchichi said, I believe we have a good future, guys. Ciao. Some of the Arsenal fans are deluded, told us Wenger is better than manager. Ciao. The Arsenal fans said that the Cup Winners' Cup, which is a trophy that doesn't exist anymore, you used to qualify for the Cup Winners' Cup when you win the FA Cup. Basically, they said that that's bigger than the Champions League, you know, basically saying that. So they also called the Champions League a glorified cup competition. You know, they're full of themselves. They believe that every single one of their players is better than Man United players. You know, they think that Vieira is better than Keane, even though Keane got the better of Vieira many times. Of course, guys, let them talk. They talk too much, you know. And, you know, the funniest thing is just a couple of weeks ago, they were saying, my goodness me, this could be another invincible season. It could be another invincible season. What, that invincible season where you drew half your games and you know what, lost in the FA Cup to Chelsea, to Man United, and lost in the Champions League to Chelsea. Was it that time, Invincibles? They talk so much. They're like basically PR without the distribution. That's what Arsenal are. Great news seeing Lenny in training against Sal, but what the hell is going on with Malacia? He's turning into the new Phil Jones. Hopefully we will definitely see Harry Amass on the bench tomorrow. Grayo, much love to you, brother. I agree with you. I agree with him. I'm getting a little bit frustrated with Tyrone Malacia as well. Do you know what I mean? I'm fed up with seeing him on treadmills. I'm fed up with seeing him on the training field. I want to see him on the pitch. And you know what? We have got a lot of these type of players at our club right now. Mason Mount, Luke Shaw, Tyrone Malacia. What is going on with these players, guys? You know what I mean? Not playing football. You know, what is this poison at Man United that we keep breeding, you know, at the end of the day? Because Tyron Malacia, God knows what's wrong with Tyron Malacia. I heard it was a mental thing, then it was a rehabilitation, etc. Then I see him smiling, happy-go-lucky in the training field, brand new teeth, everything like that, happy as ever. And then I see Shaw. What's going on with Luke Shaw? No news on Luke Shaw. What's going on with Luke Shaw? These players need to be moved on in the summer. Moved on. Get on out of here. That's what they need to do. Get out of here. Get out of my pub. That's what it needs to be. They need to be out of this football club because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of waiting for them to get fit. I'm tired of seeing them on treadmills and running on the training field but not playing on the football field. It doesn't make sense for me. If you're fit enough to sprint on a bloody treadmill and sprint in training, why are you not playing football? Why are you not on the bench? What is going on with you? You know what? Need to move them on, in my opinion. Big up, Grayo. Sanjay, I have high hopes of Kone. Me too, Sanjay. I have high hopes of Obi Martin and Kone. Can't wait for it. Really excited for it, of course, guys. Really excited to see those two players playing for Man United. Because you know what? It's the unknown that excites us, doesn't it? It's the unknown. We don't know how good these players are, and we don't know how good they can become. So it is the unknown, of course, guys. Absolutely, absolutely. And, in particular, Kone, because it's a position that we've been struggling over the years, of course, guys. In particular, Kone, I'm really excited to see it, see him play. And obviously, Obi Martin been breaking records in the youth. You know what? He might turn into a generational player, and he might be our Yamin Lamal, And that came from me, guys, years ago, months ago, guys. And you know what? I think he will become the Lamin Lamal if he's nurtured properly and put into the team. Age is just a number. If you're good enough, you're old enough, as I've always said. Just like Grayo said, my friend said there, Amas should be on the bench. Amas should be on the bench. Yeah, because if you're good enough, you're old enough. And I've always said that. This thing about physicality, this thing about positional play and trying to make excuses for young players, not young players not being ready, is not what we're about. These players are ready. These players will be ready. Kone's already been promoted into the first team squad, of course. So I'm excited to see him, if I'm being honest. Ciao. Great, no, we need good midfielders so badly. Ciao, we do. And you know what? I'm really excited to see this. I mean, I watched him briefly for Mali, of course. I've seen him online. I've seen him in the under-17 African nations, of course, guys. Very good player. Very good player. We're going to be surprised. Not only that, he's a CDM, but he can also pass that ball. He can pass that ball. He can give long-distance passes as well. He's strong for his age. You know what? Looking forward to that. He reminds me of Patrice Evra. Not Patrice Evra, Patrick Vieira. Sorry. It reminds me of Patrick Evra. Any news on how Chido's doing? He's doing brilliantly, Grayo, absolutely superbly at the moment, banging the goals in training. He could be break into the Man United squad as well if he's not too careful, of course, guys. He could break into the squad as well. I do think he's going to have a few games in the under-21s. We're going to see how he does in the under-21s. If he starts banking in the goals for Man United in the under-21s, we're going to bring it through. I do believe, though, Grayo, I don't know what you think, that we should bring these players in the League Cup and the FA Cup. If we get some nice, good draws in the FA Cup and the League Cup, we should put them on the bench. No harm in putting these players on the bench. I believe that. I believe the youngsters should be on the bench, in my opinion, rather than playing players that, you know what, don't need to be played. They just need a rest. Like, obviously, Ericsson and players like that need a rest, don't they? So Casemiro needs a rest. It'd be good to bring these players in. For example, we're playing Leicester City in a week's time. And next week, of course, guys, in the League Cup. Why not bring in Kone and Amas on the bench? Even if they're on the bench, why not do that? And bring them on. If we're winning the game comfortably, bring them on with about 20 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go. And you know what? You never know what can happen, of course, guys. Bad Advanced, how you doing, my friend? Is Fenerbahce squad physical? If not, then Amas should get minutes. I watched one match in the batch where they are not physical. They're not physical at all, my friend. I'm going to go through the match preview later on today on Chatterbox. I've got a full preview, my Advanced, on Fenerbahce. I'm going to show you their squad, talk about their players. They have a strong squad, but their squad is a little bit of a mismatch of characters. They haven't quite, Jose Mourinho hasn't quite solidified the relationship between the players at the moment because they got a lot of individual talent. They got a little individual talent. They're fourth in the Turkish league behind the likes of Besiktas, Samsunspor and Galatasaray. So they're not quite there yet. Obviously they do have experience. Of course, Edin Dzeko, one of the, I named one who of course is extremely experienced, but you know what? In regards to physicality, the game is not as physical as it used to be. And I don't think Harry and Amas will struggle with that. I really don't think that. I think that is just a thing that people are blowing way out of proportion. You know what? He wouldn't be in the first team squad if he wasn't ready. I would say that right now. If he wasn't ready, he wouldn't be in the first team squad right now, my peeps. David, any idea who's going to be our starting lineup for tomorrow? Is Amas going to play? I don't think Amas will start, David, but I'm going to give my preview for the game later on today, 2 p.m. UK time, for Chatterbox, guys. So keep the notifications on. I'll be live for Chatterbox, and I'll be giving my lowdown on what I feel the team has been, what I've heard the team is going to be, and what I think the team is going to be as well. So I'm going to give the lowdown on Man United, on Fenerbahce, and I'm going to go through their team, what areas they can threaten us with, and what areas we can take advantage with in regards to winning the game, of course, guys, which I think we will win. Madavan says, is Tito Martin a good boy like Højlund? Tito Martin is a brilliant player, we got two very, very good young players. Obviously, we've got Ahmed and Garnacho as well. The future is bright. The future is red, Madavan said. We got a great future ahead of us, and we have to be optimistic, guys. We have to really be optimistic and be positive, of course, guys, because we do have a good future. So we should buy Gittins from Bayern, want to sell Sané. We got a good young team, GK. We don't want to just sign any Tom, Dick and Harry, of course, guys, just because they play for Bayern Munich. We need to look at our squad as well and who we got in our squad, of course, guys. You know what? We don't need any more Bayern Munich rejects, if we're being totally honest with you guys. You know what? It depends how old they are. If they're around 2021, I would say, yeah, you know what? It's something we could build for the future. But I don't want to get any 26, 27-year-olds, you know what I mean, who are already reached their peak or looking for a big paycheck, you know, and that's what I would say at the end of the day. But I'm all up for signing talented players, of course. So, hi, Baywell. Big up, GK. Cheeto could be another Zlatan. He reminds me a lot of, Lamar, if I'm being honest. Zlatan is a big praise indeed. Zlatan is a legend, of course, guys. If we're being totally honest with you. If he gets anywhere near Zlatan's level, you know what? We're in for a winner, ain't we? Of course, guys. Absolutely. Fenerbahce fans are already frustrated with Mourinho. Yeah, because they should be winning the league. They're the champions, of course, as I believe, but they didn't qualify for the Champions League because they lost in the playoffs, guys. They lost in the playoffs, and they lost to, guess who? Young Boys Burn. You know, so you know what? They are incredibly beatable, and I feel like we could beat them. I told you many people a long time ago that Mourinho is not that same guy. He's not the same guy. You know what? He's going to want to beat Man United. Of course, he's going to want to beat Man United. We sacked Jose Mourinho, of course, but he's not the same guy as he used to be. He's not got that same charisma about him, you know, that he used to have. He's a little bit more miserable now, you know, absolutely. They're calling it the positive one in Ten Hag against the miserable one. So at the end of the day, you know what? That's what it is at the end of the day. The positive one is obviously Eric Ten Hag. Perfect example, Sal, that Everton gave debut to 60-year-old in the name of a certain Wayne Rooney. 100% agree, Sal. We bring Cheeto, Harry Kone in the cup matches. Makes a total sense, brother. Absolutely, this is what it is. You know what Sir Alex Ferguson once said, and I'll repeat. Sir Alex Ferguson said, if you don't give youth a chance, they generally stagnate, right? You have to give them a chance. Every single young player is going to have a weakness. They're all going to have a weakness, whether it's their touch, whether it's their shooting, whether it's their strength, whether it's their heading ability. No matter what it is, they're going to have a weakness, right? But you have to give them a chance. They cannot improve. They cannot build strength unless they're given that opportunity. And this is the catch-22. Throughout the years, we've given opportunities to these players. Everton gave a chance, obviously, as you say, Grayo, to Wayne Rooney at 16 years old. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, he became one of our greatest players of all time. You know, we need to start giving these players a chance. I would draft them in slowly into the games in the League Cup, into the FA Cup, etc. And who knows what they can do. Sir Alex Ferguson also said, young players never let you down. They never let you down. Exactly. Big up, Grayo. I heard last night that United wanted to send Anthony Xerxes on loan. We don't have players to play. How can we send players on loan? We don't have a strong bench. How can we weakest play? Mate, you know what? This is another media propaganda, David. Xerxes is going nowhere. Xerxes is obviously a contributor towards us, Ineos signing. He's not going to be sold, mate. He's not going to be loaned out. Man United have enough problems as it is without loaning out players that we need. You know what? He's only played a few games. He had a great game against Southampton, as we remember, not long ago, and also won us the game against Fulham. You know what? He's not going to be loaned out. Absolutely not. There were rumours that he was going to go on loan to Juventus. Of course, it's not going to happen, guys. I would bet my bottom dollar that he's not going anywhere. He's staying straight here. He's staying at Man United, guys. He's not going anywhere. The future is bright. We've got to wear shades. Absolutely. The future is bright, Sanjay. We have to put the shades on. Absolutely. As long as they're not rose-tinted shades. As long as they're not rose-tinted shades. As long as they look into reality. Of course, we have a bright future, my friend. Absolutely. Big up, Sanjay. Fenerbahce will be sitting back now. Hit us on the counter. This is a good game for Eriksen, Ugarte, and Casemiro. Better than Bruno ain't playing because he ain't good when we play against low. But good point, Trigger. Absolutely, it is a good point. One thing I'm excited to see, Sugar Kim, is us without Bruno. Because obviously people saying, oh, you know what, without Bruno with this, without Bruno with that. I'm looking forward to seeing us play without Bruno. I'm really looking forward to see the lineup that we play. Obviously, during the match preview later on, I'm going to give you the lineup. I'm going to give you the lineup, guys. Grayo, Sal, I'm off to work, so have a great day, everyone, and catch you all later. Please smash the like and subscribe button, guys. Thank you so much, Gray, you legend. Thank you so much. Much love, brother. I hope you have a fantastic day at work, and I hope everything is good with you, and it's a positive vibes all day long, my friend. Much love, bro. David, Spurs playing a 16-year-old? Absolutely, David. You know what? I don't agree with this thing where, oh, they're not ready. We need to calm down. They're not ready. They're not strong enough. I don't agree with that. It's bull. It's absolute bull. You know what? People just speak for the sake of speaking because they don't really believe in what our philosophy is, which is youth, courage, and success. And that's what I believe in. I've always believed in that, guys. 70 likes this morning. Thank you so much, everyone. 70 likes. Let's get up to at least a couple of hundred views on this video, guys. We need to get the views up as well, guys. Come on, guys. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, Gray. Madavan says, one player you would love to get on loan. Obviously, I'm asking for possible options. One player I'd love to get on loan right now. I would love to get a left back if possible. If we can get a left back on loan, Anthony Robinson or something, we can get someone like that on loan. That'd be absolutely fantastic. That'd be brilliant. If we can get a young player on loan with a view of buying him, an obligation to buy him, I mean, one who's talented, that would be fantastic as well. Any one of that, as long as we cover the positions that we need, because at the moment we're very, very light on certain positions in the pitch, as we know. Xerxes needs to play in the role of Fernandez. Xerxes needs to, yeah, I agree. David, if he's going to play, he needs to play in that role. He needs to play as the false number 9 or the number 10. I think he'll thrive in that position. Now, of course, he's already said that he's a creative player. So if he's a creative player, he can play in that position. I don't know why we don't play him in that position. If I'm being totally honest with you, I don't know what is going to harm in us trying it. What's going to harm in us trying? You know, we haven't tried it yet. So why not try it? You know, I do believe it'll work. I believe it'll work. But I don't think he's going to do that, if I'm being honest with you. I think he is going to play the double pivot. I think he is going to play Eriksen. I do believe it. I believe it'd be something along those lines, if I'm being told. A little clue on the preview later on, guys. Madhavan saying, why can't United and Erik Ten Hag are available to convince Anthony to play left back? He might not want to play left back, Madhavan said. He might have said, no, I'm not a left back. I don't want to play left back. And you know what? I'd rather go on loan. That could have happened. You know what? We're not a fly on the wall. We don't know what's going on in the dressing room. But you know what? If he said he doesn't want to play left back, you know what? That's his choice. You know, as a Man United fan, you should be willing to play anywhere on the pitch, even if it's the goalkeeper. You know, you should be willing to play anywhere on the pitch. If you're offered to play on the left back position, you play on the left back position. But maybe they know that he's not a left back. Maybe, I mean, if he was ready for left back, he would have played left back instead of Dalot. You know, he would have played there. But maybe he's not ready positionally. And people talk about left back, but left back's one of the hardest positions on the pitch, right? I was a full back in my time, not on a higher level. Of course, I was semi-pro. And it's one of the hardest positions in the pitch, you know, and you have to be experienced in that position. And this is why I always bang on about players being a specialist in the position, you know, and don't play players out of position, because in that position in particular, it affects the whole back four. And if Anthony goes on the left back, you know what, we can try it. But you know what, if it goes pear-shaped, you know what I mean, then you know what, Erik Ten Hag's job is going to be on the line, isn't it? Again, you know, and I don't know about playing him. I don't know. I mean, I'd rather play a player like Harry Amas than play a player out of position that never plays there, guys. I would rather do that. At this point, we should be thinking of getting minutes of anywhere or any position. At this point, he should be thinking of getting minutes from anywhere on any position. It's true. I know it's true. But you know what? I wouldn't throw him in the left back myself. If I was at Anthony, I would say yes. I would play there for the team. But as a manager, I wouldn't risk it. Not right now. I don't think we should be risking it, guys. Anthony proved himself he can play left back, though. He hasn't. He played there briefly, very briefly, and he was very unhappy about it as well. Did you see the image of his face when he came onto the pitch to play left back? He was like, what? You know, yeah. We can try him at left back, but I would rather try a young player like Harry Amas at left back instead. Build up for the future. You know, that's what I'm about. I mean, a true Man United fan would always say, think about the future. Think about the future. Not square pegs in round holes, temporary solutions, you know, short-term fixes and things like that. I don't think like that. I think about, you know, what can we do for the future? how we're going to get these young players integrated into the team, how they're going to improve the team, how they're going to get stronger and stuff like that. That is how I would see it, you know. But Mad Advanced, I would rather play Anthony than play Dalot as a left back, because Dalot is not a left footer. He's not a left back. And it's proven we conceded so many goals when Dalot was at the left back. It's ridiculous how we took so much time to change it around. And probably tomorrow, he probably will be playing at the left back again. I don't think he should, but he will be playing at the left back again, you know, which is disappointing at the end of the day. And you know what? I would rather play Anthony as a left back than Dalot, believe it or not. Anthony than Dalot, you know. I mean, lots of people are saying bring Anthony in as a left back. You know what? That's like saying play Ryan Giggs as a left back. You know, was Ryan Giggs a left back? Absolutely not. Could he play left back? Yes, he could. But at the end of the day, this is Anthony. This is not Ryan Giggs, you know, and we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Alvaro Fernandez with Harry Mas next season sounds good, I guess. You know what? If Fernandez comes to Man United, I mean, a lot of people are suggesting that he's going to come to Man United 100%. He's also wanted by Chelsea, Liverpool, of course, guys. So, you know what? Would he want to come to Man United? We didn't give him the opportunity, did we? Even though he deserved it, we didn't give him an opportunity at Man United, of course. And we should have given him an opportunity, at least a couple of games, given that Luke Shaw has been injured. And obviously Tyra Malasia's injury problems. Harry Mas is young and stuff like that. So we shouldn't have sold Fernandez. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. And you know what? If he doesn't come to Man United, that's because obviously that, you know, we didn't give him an opportunity. Would he want to come to Man United? He has to want to come to Man United as well. I know playing Fenerbahce is a tough assignment, but we need to win against West Ham also. Then it's a big deal. One Chelsea, we need to start setting standards. We need to be confident against Chelsea. I honestly feel like, David, that we'll have more chance of beating Chelsea than we have of beating West Ham. I do believe that. I think West Ham in their stadium, in the Olympic Stadium, is a tough ask for us. We do struggle there, especially having come back from Turkey a few days earlier. It's going to be a tough game for us. It's going to really test the mentality of those players. I'm really looking forward to seeing how those players react, having played Fenerbahce, then having to play West Ham, and then having to play Leicester, and then having to play Chelsea, of course, guys. So I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know how you guys think about it, but I'm looking forward to seeing how Man United react to this fixture list, because there's a lot of miles in there. There's a lot of travelling in there going on. And I really hope that they prove us wrong and show us that they can go on a winning run. They can go on a killer run of 5, 6, 7 games winning, because we haven't done that for years, of course. Trigger Kim, how you doing? We need to score twice and then sub our key players, because we need play early kickoff on Sunday against a well-rested West Ham. Jet lag, etc. Rotate. Absolutely, Trigger Kim. And do you know what, mate? It's really unfair that Man United have the early kickoff, don't you think? Don't you think that's a bit out of order that Man United have to play so early in the morning, you know, having had to travel back from Turkey? How is that fair, guys? How is that fair? It's mad, isn't it? We better focus on Europa League, because it's the best chance to qualify for the Champions League. It's one of the chances, of course, guys. If Trigger Kim, we're only 6 points from second. Let's not forget, if we win against West Ham, you know what, we can be a little bit more giddy, of course, because if we win against West Ham, let me put it in perspective. If we win against West Ham, Arsenal lose to Liverpool, right, which is well capable of losing to Liverpool, especially without Saka, especially without Odegaard, especially without Saliba. We will be 3 points behind Arsenal, guys. 3 points. That great, fantastic Arsenal team, you know, one of the best, you know, and the worst Man United of all time are going to be only 3 points behind Arsenal. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. How can you do that? How can it be? How can it be? Let it make that. What does it all mean, guys? What does it all mean that Man United can only be 3 points behind Arsenal? Mad, isn't it? Do you think Mainu is going to be a one-club player just like Saka? Depending on his career, Mardavance, it's a little bit too early to say. I say it's very well capable of being a one-man team. Yeah. I would say that he would have interest. If he carries on the way he's going, he will have interest from the likes of Real Madrid, from the likes of Barcelona in the future, right? So obviously it depends how he is. Is he a Paul Scholes character who just wanted to stay at Man United forever? Or is he going to be a Cristiano Ronaldo character? I mean, it depends on his character and what he wants to do, if he wants to achieve it. If Man United, one thing I would say, if Man United don't win trophies, we are highly likely to lose some of our good young players, of course. Highly likely to lose those players. And, you know, we have to start winning quickly. We have to start challenging for league titles and Champions League titles quickly. Otherwise, we're going to lose some players. You know, players are not going to want to stay, especially if they get big offers from elsewhere, of course. Big up, Mad Advanced. Foden, Foden. What about Foden, Mad Advanced? Sorry, mate. I don't quite get it. Mad Advanced, absolutely. What's with Foden, Mad Advanced? I think the most early kickoffs so far. I think we have the most early kickoffs of the season. I think that TV guys didn't see this coming when we got the deals for late PL kickoff. That's why most of our games are not shown locally on the UK. You know what? The problem is that game's going to be shown live in the UK. I know that because it's an early kickoff. That's what they do in the UK. The early kickoff gets shown live on TV. They know the fixture list, mate. They know the fixture list. The European draw is always going to be on this date, which is the Thursday. Right, so they should have known wherever we were going to play. They knew we were going to play a European game on Thursday tomorrow. They knew it already before that draw was made. So they should have put us on that early kickoff slot. They should have put us on a late kickoff, for example. You know, of course we do have Leicester City in the midweek, but that is just for the League Cup, of course, guys. So you know what, that doesn't really hold as much weight as the Premier League, of course. I really anxious about that game against West Ham because of that travelling business, because of the jet lag, as you said, Trigger. I'm a little bit anxious about it, but I still think we can win it. And if we win it, it will signify a difference of mentality in that Manchester United squad. And I think we have to turn the leaf in regards to playing into that narrative. Playing it, everyone has to do it sometimes, you know, and we do it more than most people. Of course, we are obviously the team that obviously like we play early all the time. You know, we always play late in the European games. We always end up playing at 11 at night. My time, 11 at night, guys. My time. Tomorrow night, I'm up until 1 o'clock in the morning, and I have to be up at 5. You know what I mean? In the morning, you know, for Man United against obviously Fenerbahce. You know, so we've always got these dodgy fixture lists. Man United rarely play at 3 o'clock. I was surprised to see us playing at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, you know, UK time, 6 p.m. my time. It was a good time for me. You know, it was a good time because I can have a life as well. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Big up. Yeah, man. I mean, Sir Alex, we are the best. Yeah, man. I mean, we were the best, mate. Sir Alex was a genius, of course, guys. We need a Xavi Martino type player in the midfield as well. We do, Mad Advanced. We need someone who can control the ball, hold up the ball. We have got some players coming through the ranks, though, Mad Advanced. You'd be surprised. We got some great players coming through. We have to trust them. Like Barcelona trust their players, just like Barcelona trust their players, we have to trust our players as well. We have to trust our academy. We have a great academy now. We have a conveyor belt of young players coming through that system that are going to be brilliant players for years to come. And we have to trust them as well. We cannot lose to Jose, bro. I still remember the 6-goal smashing we had. It was, oh my goodness me, that was disgusting, Trigger Kim. That was disgusting, you know, losing 6-1 at home to Spurs. It was awful. You know, Jose Mourinho, the manager. Jose Mourinho wasn't doing well as well. He wasn't doing good in that season, you know, and then he ended up smashing us. He was proper smug that day. It was proper smug. He was really smug that day. I remember the post-match interview, etc. He was incredibly smug, you know, and you know, it rings like you brought some memories back there, Trigger Kim. You actually brought some memories back there. I hope that we beat Jose Mourinho in Turkey, heaping the pressure on Jose Mourinho's tenure at Fenerbahce. Of course, I really hope that we win, and I really hope that we win well, and I hope that we go on and win West Ham as well, because there's no point beating Brentford if we're not going to go on, you know, and keep winning games, because we've done that before. We need to show what we're made of. We need to show our mettle, and we need to go on a winning run. When we used to lose games under Sir Alex Ferguson, we used to go on a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, even 8, 9 game winning run, guys. I remember us going on a 10, 11 game winning run. You know, we used to go on these mad runs when we used to lose games. You know, Sir Alex Ferguson said, right, we played in the World Club Championship in Brazil. Do you remember in 1999, 2000? We dropped out of the FA Cup controversially, and we didn't have a chance to defend our FA Cup. And we played against teams like Flamengo with Bebeto and teams like that in Brazil. We went to Brazil. And we absolutely embarrassed ourselves against Mexican team Necaxa, and we embarrassed ourselves against, obviously, Sao Paulo, teams like that, right? We completely embarrassed ourselves. And Gary Neville had a nightmare, I remember. Sir Alex Ferguson said after the game that if you don't, that's fine. We're going to have a 10-day holiday in Brazil. So we basically had a 10, 11-day holiday in Brazil. But he said, if you don't win the Premier League game, you're all going to be sacked. You're all going to be sacked. Can you believe it? He said, they're all going to be sacked. That's the sort of pressure Sir Alex Ferguson used to put on the players. So we have to stop this business of winning one game and then losing the next one, drawing the next one, winning, drawing, losing, winning, draw, lose. You know, we need to stop that. We need to go for win, draw, win, draw, win, draw, win. That's what we need to do. That is the type of fixtures. That's the type of results we need to be aiming for, guys. Mad Advance said, Spurs the most difficult type of team. I don't understand their mentality, what even want to achieve. They're just there, mate. They're not going to win anything this season. Mad Advance said, remember you heard it here first. They're not going to win anything this season, mate. Trigger Kim, consistency is what we lack. I can't remember the last time we were under 10 hug. We won 5 games. I can't remember we've done that in the last 10 years, Trigger Kim. The last 10 years. I can't remember us winning 5 games in a row. I can't remember it. We used to do it in a regular. I mean, 8 games we used to win, you know, and quite regularly as well. You know, we used to do that. That is mentality. That is mentality at the end of the day. And we need to change the culture in the football club and the mentality, of course. Last season in February, we won 5 in a row, mate. Did we? Did we? Last season of February, we won 5 in a row in the league. Who did we play 5 in a row? I don't think we won 5 in a row, mate. Let me have a look. Because that's the case, then fair play to Erik ten Hag then, isn't it? Because no one else done it. Big up. But I'm talking about 5, 6, 7, 8 games run in a row. This is what we need to do right now, right? When the going gets tough, we need to go on these runs all the time, regularly, right? Because when we lose games, the problem we're having at the moment is that we might win the odd one, you know, but when we win one, draw again, lose one, win, draw, it's not going to get us to where we want to be. You know, it's not going to get us where we want to be. At the moment, we may have won 5 in a row last season, but we haven't done it regularly enough. You know, 5 is nothing, my advances. 5 is nothing. When you think what Sir Alex Ferguson used to do, he used to do like 8, 9, 10. Especially when we used to lose games. Sometimes we would lose 2 in a row, right? Sometimes we lose 2 in a row. I mean, famously, we lost 5-0 to Newcastle and 6-3 to Southampton once, right? In 1 week. And then we would go on that 6, 7, 8, 9 game winning run. And that is what's the difference. You know, that is the difference, you know. And we used to do it regularly. We just lack consistency. We do lack consistency, mate. And I've been saying it, like, you know what? There's been too much doom and gloom, too much defeatist mentality. And we should erase this defeatist mentality and you know what? Breathe in the positivity. And that's what we need to do. And that only happens and that only occurs if we have consistency, Kenny. Absolutely. And the consistency needs to start with Fenerbahce tomorrow. Now, I have my doubts about the Fenerbahce game. I do. I think it's a hot atmosphere. It's not Galatasaray. It's not Welcome to Hell, right? That was Galatasaray. It's a different club. It's a different stadium, right? What I would say is this, right? The only thing is similar is that it's in Istanbul, right? The only thing I would say is this. I worry about that game against Fenerbahce. I do. But at the same time, I'm confident, right? I'm confident and I worry. Because I worry about the atmosphere, right? I worry about how those players are going to react to the atmosphere. I'm confident because I know that we have the quality. And I know that we're Manchester United and we have the quality to beat Fenerbahce. I know that Fenerbahce are not doing well this season. I know they got knocked out to young boys Bern in the Champions League. I know these kind of things, you know. I know they drew at home to 20. We drew at home to 20, but it was an accident, you know. But they drew at home to 20 and should have lost the game. You know, so we should be looking at beating Fenerbahce. And I have my cautious optimism, as usual. My cautious optimism hat on, as always, guys. Kenny, so I remember after the 2020, we were on a 6-game winning streak. 2020 game. 2022, 6 games. I can't remember that. I don't think we won 6. I think it was 5, mate. It was 5, I think. I think we won 5 games, 6 winning streak at the end of the day. Yeah, 10 before the Liverpool 7 game. Yeah. Yeah, we did. And at the end of the day, look, I haven't got Google in front of me. You know what I mean? So I can't look at Google. I can't remember the games we won in a row. But we haven't done it nowhere near enough. We haven't done it nowhere near enough. And that's the thing. You know, we need to do it more. And at this present time, at this right time right now, we need to show. We got hard games coming up. Games that historically we've done badly in, right? Fenerbahce is a difficult game for us, of course. Those who are not old enough to remember, we've had some tough games against Fenerbahce. I'm not talking about the Rooney's 7-2. And so I'm talking about before that in the 90s and stuff like that. They've always posed a tough opposition for us, especially Istanbul in general. You know, so we have to go on these winning runs against teams that we've notoriously done badly against. Now, we have to win at least 5 in a row, 6 in a row, 7 in a row again, you know, because right now we're falling behind and we cannot fall further behind in this Premier League table. You know what? We've had enough. You know, we've had enough draws. We've had enough losses to last us a whole season. We can't be doing that anymore. Madhavan said, if Fenerbahce is not Gola for sure, it is not going to be that tough. And now Onana is on form as well as our defence. It's not going to look bad for form. Expect a left-back position. One thing I would say about that is hopefully Onana doesn't pull up a stinker like he did in Turkey last season. Hopefully he performs this time. Obviously, single-handedly lost that game. Hopefully. The more wins, the less media propaganda. The more inconsistent we are, the more propaganda and the exit rumours from the media like Xerxes stories. And mate, that's it. And that's what it's all about, Trigger Kim. It's all about getting results on the pitch. The one way to shut the media up, the one way to shut the big mouths up is to win football matches on the pitch. That is what it's all about. It's all about winning football matches on the pitch. And that's why I'm saying we need to go on a killer run, like 6, 7, 8, 9 minute winning run. Make history. Go and do it. Man United used to do it in the past. Sir Alex Ferguson used to do it a lot. You know, we used to do it a lot. We don't do it enough now. We don't do it enough. Yeah, it happened once in a blue moon, but we don't go on the winning runs that we used to go on, you know, that we did so regularly over the years, you know, under Sir Alex Ferguson, etc., etc. Madhavan, if we can draw with 20, we can do anything this season. Yeah. I would say my advance is that was early in the season, and obviously a lot of players were settling down. I do believe that a lot of the players have settled down now. I mean, touch wood, my advance touch wood, bro, that we do get the win tomorrow. We do get it together, you know, because we didn't have it together against 20. Absolutely not. Arsenal losing to Liverpool and Chelsea losing to Newcastle. We beating West Ham and we are back in it. Absolutely. It's too soon to say. I'm not saying we're going to be challenging for the title, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? It's too soon to judge the league right now. We don't know what's going to happen. As I said, Arsenal well capable of losing or drawing to Liverpool. Arsenal has Saka, Odegaard. These players are out. If they draw, it's good for us as well. You know, we win. That is 4 points behind Arsenal. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you know, we start closing that gap. We start getting there again and again, you know, and that's what we need to do. But we need to concentrate on our own house, of course. We need to beat West Ham. You know, West Ham have put us in the mud many times. Of course, famously, we've lost 2 league titles to West Ham because of West Ham. You know, they turn up against Man United. That's what they do. They turn up against Man United. They love turning up against Man United. This is what they're all about. Turning up against Man United, turning up against the big teams. Of course, a year or so ago, they beat Arsenal, didn't they? You know, but then they go and lose to the likes of Burnley and Southampton and teams like that. And that's what they do. This is what West Ham are about. Fraud of a team. Liverpool 2 inches away from getting humbled. Man advanced, absolutely. I don't believe that their position is an accurate position. I do believe they'll start drifting down that league very soon. We need to qualify in the top 8 Europa League format, or else we shall play home and away games in March, which means we are games AFL, and Europa injuries. If we come in the top 8, we qualify for the next round. If we come in the top 6, if we come on the further 8 below that, we have to go into a knockout stage, of course, guys. If we come below the top 16, we're out. I don't think we're going to come below the top 16, but I don't want us to play in that Europa League again. We need to rest. I don't want us to play extra games, which it's going to be, of course, guys. Don't worry, we are not that bad. It's going to be finish top 8 in Europa. I think we will finish top 8. Absolutely, Mad Advanced. And it starts tomorrow, Mad Advanced. It starts tomorrow, my friend. It starts tomorrow. That is what it's all about, is winning tomorrow, guys. Absolutely. And that is what I'm all concentrated on. I'm concentrating on tomorrow and the West Ham and Leicester and Chelsea. Imagine we got full points. Imagine we got all points. Imagine we got through in the League Cup. Imagine we beat West Ham. Imagine we beat Fenerbahce. Imagine we beat Chelsea. Imagine the vibes. The vibes. I want to see those vibes on this channel, guys. I want to see you guys coming on this channel. And we're big in, and there's fireworks, and there's flames, and there's this, and we're saying we're cooking, we're this. I want to see that, guys. That's what I want to see from Man United team. I want to see my Man United team winning football matches. I want to see us winning in a row, 6, 7, 8 games in a row. Man United break the record for the most amount of games won in a row. I want to see things like that. You know, it's about time we started breaking records in a positive way. We've broken enough negative records. It's about time we started breaking records in a positive way, guys. That's what I'll say. It's all about tomorrow. It's all about handling the atmosphere, having that mentality, and going on a winning run, guys, because that is what I want to see. And I want to see all you guys happy with me, happy. That's what I want to see. Bigging up Man United, Kindly check for us the league table for us, Europa, bro. The Europa, yes, I'm going to check it now, mate, for you, bro. 1 second. I'm going to have a look. So basically, we're down in where are we? 21st place. We're down in 21st place at the moment, but we've only played 2 games, 2 points. So we win against Fenerbahce. We could possibly go in the top 6. So if we win against Fenerbahce, we could possibly go in the top 6, guys. So at the moment, Lazio are top, Olympic Lyonnais are second, Tottenham are third, FCSB of Romania are fourth, Anderlecht are fifth. And Ajax are 6th, Eintracht Frankfurt are 7th, Galatasaray 8th. So that's the top 8, guys. That's the top 8. We need to win this league, guys. Absolutely. I've got my match preview for the Fenerbahce game, I should say, guys. Coming for you later on today, 2 p.m. UK time, guys. So don't forget to look out for that game, guys. It's I'm going to break it down completely. What we can do, the stipulations on what can happen in that game, their threats, our threats, etc., guys. Thanks, I'll see you after tomorrow morning. Big up, Mad Advanced. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for your comments, my friend. Thank you very much, my friend. Big up. I still watch a football match in the college. Risky situation. Take the risk. Life's about he who dares wins, Mad Advanced. He who dares wins. I've never heard of one club we are going to face. You will have done after tomorrow. Hopefully not. I'm going to be bringing that all into later on show. Of course, Man United against Fenerbahce live. A preview of the game. Going to be fun, guys. It's going to be fun. So make sure you tune in for that. 2 p.m. UK time. Very, very excited for that game, guys. I'm really excited for that game. I don't know about you. I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it, guys. One thing we have to do, guys, is we have to believe. We have to believe in what we can do. We have to believe in Manchester United, and we believe that we can win that game. I believe we can win that game. We need to win that game. As the table suggests, that we do need to win that game because we're quite low in that table. We need to get a win. We've drawn 2. We haven't lost yet. We're undefeated, guys. Glass half full, of course, guys. So I'm going to bring in my prediction, my predicted lineup, Fenerbahce's danger men, Fenerbahce's lineup. I'm going to bring it all into the show later on at 2 p.m. UK time, guys. And I want to know your predictions as well later on as well. We hope those in the top 8 lose their games, but we better win all our remaining games. Easy games in Europa League, but these bottle jobs are unpredictable. Absolutely, absolutely. One thing I would say, guys, if you want to join the WhatsApp group of Stretford Post, please drop your number in my Twitter DM, which is at Stretford Post. Drop your number in my Twitter DM. I will invite you to the Stretford Post chatterbox WhatsApp group, guys. So we talk a lot on there, and I can let you know when I go online. But please push the notifications on. Put your notifications on, because whenever I go online, it'd be great if you guys knew that I'm online. So you know what? That's great. I'm usually online in the morning and in the afternoon, 7 a.m. UK time and 2 p.m. UK time. So guys, smash the notifications. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's so important we subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. It's been a fabulous show. Absolutely brilliant show. Loved it. You know what? Lots of news is coming out of Man United right now, but some of it we have to separate the nonsense from the fact, right? We have to separate the nonsense from the fact. There's always going to be downplaying rumors about our manager, about our football club, and things to disturb us, things to unsettle us, because nothing they want more is to unsettle Man United. This is what these media outlets want to do to our football club. They want to unsettle us. They want to keep unsettling us. But you know what? It's up to us up here to ignore it and separate the nonsense from the fact, guys. That is what I would say to you guys. And that is what my advice would be to everyone, of course, guys. So take it easy, guys. I shall see you later on for Chatterbox for the match preview against Fenerbahce. It's going to be a good one. Don't miss it, guys, please. I've got a lot of stories coming up, guys, a lot of things coming up. And a lot of collaborations coming up, guys, as well. Coming up very, very soon to this channel. We got some great people coming on this channel, guys. Some great individuals, some great pros, everything. We got a lot coming on this channel. Can't wait for you to join me on this on the journey. And you know what? Much love to you all. Have a fantastic, fantastic afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are. Take it easy, guys. I'm Sal Warner. This is Stretford Post, and this is Breaking Dawn. Take it easy. See you later, guys. Peace.